Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ron. Usually pretty well scripted, but tonight I'm winging it just a little bit. I'm semi-retired when I'm not playing golf, selling items on eBay or Market Watch. I'm traveling around the neighborhood doing Uber Eats. I've done Spark in the past, a little bit of DoorDash. It's something that you can do as well, but you will, if you're in a Class C, you will need a tow vehicle, obviously. Class C, a little bit hard to get around in delivering groceries. But if you're looking for something to do, you just need a little extra income. You know, maybe you're tired of what's around locally or whatever. It's something you can do. I do Uber Eats in Texas and in Michigan. I'm a snowbird. I come down in Texas in the winter, go back up to Michigan in the summer. I want to give you a little lowdown on what I did there tonight. I was offered 14 offers, but 7 of those were kind of under $5, and I didn't want to take them. First one, was $2.60, and some of these fares are pretty low, and some of the tips are pretty low. I usually average about $1 a mile. That's kind of where the market is. But my goal is 50 bucks. Once I get 50 bucks, then I'm out of there usually, unless it's a really hot night. Now tonight was New Year's Eve. I could have stuck around more, but being that it was New Year's Eve, you know, crazies are out. So I left about 7:30. I'd pretty much reached my goal. First one I had was $5 fare. It was at Chili's, 5 minutes, 2.5. I guess that's 5 minutes to get the order. Anyway, 2.5 miles. I only got $1 tip on that. Next one was a Mexican cuisine, 30 minutes. It was 10 miles, and that one only got a $1 tip, but I got a $14 fare. It's hard to figure some of these fares and tips, but Smoky Joe's was the third one. It was 3.3 minutes, 7 almost 8 miles, and I got almost a $15 tip. I don't have the fare on that one. Fourth one was Specs, which is alcohol, and they were lined up. As you can imagine, fare, they only gave me $1, but I had a $5 tip. It was 24 minutes, and that place was jam-packed, as you can imagine. 2.5 miles. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th one. I guess I only have 6 listed. It was Burger King. Fare was $3.75. 23 minutes, 5.5 miles, and I got a $3 tip. I totaled out at $56.56, but that's before you know, gas, insurance, maintenance, and taxes. So they do kind of rate you. My profile is at a 91% satisfaction rate. My acceptance rates on orders is 47%. On-time rate was 86%. And my cancellation rate went up 1% to 1. And that was kind of not my fault, but I'll get into that. Well, I guess now is because a good time as any. And then I'll get in more about a few other things here. I ran into one tonight where this one person gave me an under 21 ID. It wasn't a passport, it wasn't a driver's license, and I didn't know what to make of it, so I called it in, and they said if there's any doubt, just you know, return it, which I did. The person, you know, said, well, I've not gotten away with it, but I've got this before, and there hasn't been a problem, and it did do, when I scanned the ID card, it didn't give any kickbacks on that, and I think it should have. But I wasn't going to mark it delivered because something like that I thought could come back on me. So I called it in. They said deliver it. The person called the company and they called me again, and I told them the same thing. It was an under 21. It said so right on the card. I asked the person if she had another one. She said another card. She said no. So I just told her I gotta take it back. Some of the other things, since I'm driving at night, I start out about 4 in the afternoon. I don't end up until 8. And since it's daylight savings time, it usually gets dark around 5:30 here in the winter. And people drive with their high beams on for a good share of them. And so, I put my rear view mirror up. I put my side mirrors down unless I'm making a left turn, a right turn, and then I give myself ample room to, put it back up into the middle so I can see. Very annoying, but not much you can do about it. Also, the road conditions tonight, as you can imagine, very busy. I'm in a pretty busy. I have a central kind of an interstate running through, so it's generally always being generally busy, especially the 5 o'clock hour, as you can imagine. I talked about the mirrors. I always drive the speed limit because just in case. No sense in getting a ticket over any of this stuff. The mileage was right around 50 to 60 miles. I didn't get an accurate count of it, but I think it's right up pretty close to that. Alcohol, I talked about earlier. I always leave the alcohol in the car. That way, if there's any problems like there was tonight, you don't feel pressured about having to, give it to them. They see it right there. They're going to maybe pick it up and take it. And it's just not a good idea if you want to keep your job. I always err on side of, just in case. But once the ID's, the ID is good, whether it's usually it's a driver's license. I don't know why this person, anyway, and I'll scan it, and I can't recall of any, maybe one that said well, I had one that was expired. I've never had one that, said that they were underage. In fact, I'm not sure they even, it even kind of checks that. I don't know how they check it later, but put in the comments if you know how that works. And that's pretty much it. Like I say, this is something that you can do, whether it's DoorDash, Spark, or Instacart. I generally work, 5 days. I might go down to 4 days. The weekends are usually the busiest, as you can imagine. So that's kind of what I stick with. I have gone, my latest schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm going to end it there. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I'm going to start a coffee, maybe a Patreon. If you got anything out of this video, you can buy me a gallon of gas or a cup of coffee. Help keep the channel going. Hit the bell, and we'll see you on the next video.